Okay, for this particular question, we have a construction here, and we're going to have to answer some questions about the construction. So our first goal with this is to take a look at the construction and see what's going on. So it says angle A and 2 steps of a construction are shown. Step 1 says place the compass at point A and draw arcs that intersect both rays. Label the intersection points as B and C. So basically they're taking their compass like this. They're making an arc here and an arc here. Now some of you may have drawn a full arc through like that when you made your construction, which is totally fine. It's just that they're focusing only on the parts that intersect those rays. So it would look like that. Okay, the step 2 says using the same compass width from step 1, draw intersecting arcs in the interior. So this word interior means inside of the angle from points B and C. So from points B and C, tell me that's where my pivot point goes, and I'm going to make this arc, and then I'm going to put it on C and make this arc. And what happens is we get this X out here, and we label that as point D. So that's all that they give us for this one. So we have to think about what is this construction making? Okay, so we have an angle, and inside there's an intersection. When we do a construction like this, this is creating an angle bisector if I were to connect A to D. Okay, if we were to connect A to D, we would make an angle bisector. So that would make these two angles congruent to each other. Okay, now let's look at the question that they're asking us. It says, this question has 2 parts. Select phrases to create a true statement. Constructing AD will create 2 congruent angles, which is exactly what we said down here. And now we have to name those angles. When you name these angles, you have to keep in mind that the vertex always goes in the center when you're naming them. So if I wanted to name this top one, I could either name that BAD or I could name it DAB. The important part is that A is in the middle of B and D. Okay, if I wanted to name this angle down here, I could either name it DAC or I could name it CAD, and I'd be talking about this angle down here. So my goal is to pick that these 2 angles are congruent to each other from the list that they give me. So if I look carefully at the list that they give me, the only pair that has the correct vertex is this pair. A is in the middle. So that's going to be our set of congruent angles. AD is an angle bisector. All right, so this is really important that we know our vocabulary. Angle bisector means we cut the angle in half. In center is where all of the angle bisectors of a triangle meet up. So we don't even have a triangle in our picture. It can't be this one. We have to have more than one angle bisector touching each other to get an in-center. And a median is also in a triangle. So we're not dealing with a median here either. Okay. Part B says select all the lengths that are equivalent to AB. So we need to go back down to our picture and look at our diagram. So we want to know which lengths are the same as this segment right here. So we got to keep in mind what we did with our compass. For our compass, we made this arc here at AB. We used that same distance and we swung it through here at AC. So since I never changed that distance, A to C is also the same as A to B. So I know I'm going to check this box for A to C. Okay, now it said in this step here, using the same compass width from step 1, so I'm not changing this, draw my arcs from B, so from here to here. So that means that from B to D it has to be the same distance too. And draw it from C. So C to D has to be the same distance because I kept this same compass width. So I'm going to also select B to D and C to D. Okay,